7 minutes. 7 minutes into their World Cup debut, New Zealand were already ahead, and for a moment it looked like one of the greatest upsets the tournament had ever seen. But Iran refused to die. They came back once. And then, defying all logic and sporting decency, they came back again. 4 goals, 4 pivotal moments, and one of the most jaw-dropping draws you'll see at this entire tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group G, welcome to SoccerVault, your home for World Cup 2026 coverage. I'm breaking down Iran versus New Zealand from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, a 2-2 draw that had absolutely no right being this entertaining. Stay right here, because this one needs to be dissected. Before we get into the goals and the chaos, let's talk about what was at stake here. Group G at the 2026 World Cup features 4 teams that could not be more different in stature: Belgium, Egypt, Iran and New Zealand. On paper, New Zealand were the rank outsiders. This is only their 4th World Cup in history. They have never made it past the group stage, not once. In 1982, 2010 and 2022, the All-Whites showed up, competed and went home without progressing. They're beloved underdogs, but underdogs all the same. Iran, by contrast, are one of Asia's most established footballing nations. They've qualified for the 2026 tournament with some of their most technically gifted players ever. Men like Mehdi Taremi, who plays at Inter Milan, and Sardar Azmoun, a striker who has been one of the most feared forwards in the Bundesliga. Head coach Amir Galanoe built a team with genuine quality in wide areas, with Ramin Rezaeian providing creativity and end product from the right flank. Iran came into this match expecting to win. The bookmakers agreed, the pundits agreed. Nobody told Elijah just 7 minutes. Before Iran had even settled into the match, before most of the crowd at SoFi had probably finished buying overpriced beer, Elijah just opened the scoring for New Zealand. The move was crisp and direct, a patient build-up through the midfield, a perfectly weighted diagonal ball into the left channel, and then just arriving at the back post with clinical composure to finish first time past Hossein Hosseini. It was not a fluke, it was not a misunderstanding, it was quality. From a 25-year-old who most soccer fans outside of Oceania had never even heard of before this tournament. And here's the part that really raised eyebrows. New Zealand didn't sit back after that goal. They pressed on. They won duels. They forced Iran into mistakes. For nearly 20 minutes, the All-Whites were genuinely the superior team, and Iran's attack, Taremi, Azmoun, the whole lot, were being swallowed up by a disciplined, aggressive pressing structure that New Zealand's head coach had clearly drilled relentlessly. The match looked impossibly like it might finish 1-0 to New Zealand. Then, at the 32nd minute, Ramin Rezaeian said, "Not today." Rezaeian received the ball about 25 yards from goal on Iran's right side. He took one touch to set himself. He cut inside past a closing New Zealand midfielder, and then he unleashed a strike, low, hard, into the bottom corner that left New Zealand's goalkeeper with absolutely zero chance. A world-class goal from a world-class player who had quietly been building into the game. Iran were level. The momentum shifted. What happened at halftime was the real turning point of this match. Iran made 3 adjustments that changed everything. First, Mehdi Taremi dropped deeper to link the midfield and attack. Instead of chasing hopeful long balls, he became the pivot. Second, Iran's press became more structured and aggressive, denying New Zealand time on the ball in their own half. Third, and most crucially, Rezaeian was given explicit license to drive inside from the right and shoot on sight. New Zealand had no answer for that combination. Iran came out in the second half looking completely transformed. The momentum was entirely theirs. The crowd, a significant and vocal Iranian-American community packed into SoFi Stadium, was turning the Los Angeles venue into something that felt like a home fixture for Team Melli. Iran looked ready to take the lead, and then, at the 54th minute, Elijah just did it again. Incredible. Elijah, just with his second goal of the match. Iran had pushed too far forward chasing the second goal, leaving space in behind. New Zealand broke at devastating pace, playing a perfectly weighted through ball into Just's run, and this time he opened his body and placed it, calm as you like, into the far bottom corner. 2-1 New Zealand, against the run of play, against everything the game had suggested was coming. The SoFi Stadium erupted. Iran were chasing again. Now the real test of character began. Coming back from 1-0 down is hard. Coming back from 2-1 down in the second half at a World Cup, having already recovered once, that is the stuff of sporting character. And in the 64th minute, Mohebbi proved Iran had that character in abundance. A mazy run from Rezaeian, again, always Rezaeian, pulled two New Zealand defenders toward him before laying the ball off into Mohebbi's run. Mohebbi ghosted between the two remaining defenders and poked home at the back post. 2-2. Two comebacks from the same team, in the same match, at the World Cup. Phenomenal. Here is my hot take, and I know some of you will fight me on this in the comments. New Zealand should have won this game, not just drawn. 1. Elijah Just was the best player on the pitch by a clear margin. He scored twice, linked play intelligently, and stretched Iran's defence in ways nobody predicted. The real failure was tactical. When New Zealand went 2-1 ahead in the second half, they needed to manage the game, drop into a mid-block, force Iran to go wide and cross, make them prove they can break down a packed shape. Instead, they sat just slightly too high, leaving transition space, and Rezaeian found it immediately. That is a coaching failure. That is a game management failure at the highest level. Elijah just deserved 3 points today, he got 1, and New Zealand's coach needs to answer for why. So where does Group G stand? After day 1, it is completely wide open. Belgium and Egypt also drew 1-1 on the same night, which means every single team in Group G has exactly 1 point. 4 teams. 4 points shared equally. It could not be more dramatic. For Iran, this is, despite everything, a reasonable result. They showed the mental and physical character to twice recover from a deficit. They face Belgium next, and that match has genuine 6-pointer energy. A win puts Iran right in the driving seat. A loss makes qualification an uphill climb. For New Zealand, the mission is clear. Face Egypt next, a match they are absolutely capable of winning. Elijah Just has announced himself on the world stage tonight. The question is whether his teammates can build a platform around him. Group G may just be the most unpredictable, most entertaining group at the entire 2026 World Cup. Do not look away. Iran 2-2. New Zealand, a draw that felt like a thriller from start to finish. Elijah Just is a name you need to remember. And Iran's fighting spirit? Respect. Drop your prediction for Group G in the comments. Who makes it out? Iran? Belgium? The dark horse all whites? Subscribe to SoccerVault if you haven't already. Hit that like button to help the algorithm, and we will see you for the next one. Let's go.